Alright, everyone, and welcome to week one, your first homework. Alright, so that's the bread and butter of the game industry is to fake it to make it, basically. It's the trick. Due to the lack of power sometimes of the machine or the hardware, we have to be very creative. So let's look at how we do the tree trunk. Alright, it's actually the whole thing is a very easy, simple exercise in reality. It's just to get us warmed up and to learn the major tricks. So you have your virtual studio. I'm not gonna go back to that. You should know to do that. You set it up properly the way you want. Alright. Now right here we're gonna get going. Alright. There's really two ways to do it. Let me make a layer first of all so I can put the virtual studio into the layer and ref it so I don't select it anymore. And then we make another layer. Let's put layer and say VStudio. Alright. And let's call that one tree trunk. Alright. So there's really two ways to do the tree trunk. You can all start right here with like a 6 or 8 polygon cylinders, let's say a 6, or you can start with a box and cut it into a 6 or 8. Most of the people now, I'm not gonna lie to you, use the cylinder. It's faster. It's faster, but I don't think it's as nice because it's too symmetrical. The spherical shape, the cylindrical shape, is already done by the computer and is perfect, which is not the case in real life. So everything looks like it's really symmetrical, and that doesn't work very well for me. It looks fake. All right. So let's start with the box. All right. So I'll click on the box, and I'm gonna make a box right here, right there, and let's see. First thing first, I'm gonna adjust its shader. So I go to Boolean. I give him a Boolean, for example. Go right there. Change the color to, let's say, blue, because that works pretty well. And the transparency, so I can see through it. Alright, very important. Now let's move it back in position right there. Do not worry about the bottom right there. That's fine. We can deal with that later on. Alright, and now right click and select the vertices. Let's say those two right here, and move them in position right there. Same thing with those two right there, as usual. Nothing new. Right here and right there. Alright, now go on the other side, and you can see it's a little too much. You know, right? It's not really a round square, so we want it square like that, even a little bit more. Right, that should work out just fine. Alright, now let's let me make sure. Yes, good. Let's right click, and we can always change that after. And let's create some faces up. So we're right here, and we are gonna go extrude, and right here, and we are obviously going to do that. And it's very straight, so we need to still make it, you know, a little bit different every time. Right here, extrude again. Move it up so you can see it, and go right there, for example, and move it a little bit sideways like that. That works okay. Let me scale the whole thing a little bit, so give it a little bit of shape, and I'll do that again, and that's what I'm going to do pretty much until the end. Alright, until I'm going to go all the way right here. I'll stop right there. Right here I'll do one, and I'm going to start after that going bigger for the top. Alright, so one, another extrude right here, and another extrude right there, and try to figure eight what's under it, like that. Alright, so that's our primary shape. Primary shape right here. Alright, as you can see, it's not bad at all. Let's insert some loops to round it up. Okay, so you go into the mesh tool, you click on insert edge loop. To get a vertical loop, you need to click on an horizontal edge. To get an horizontal loop, you need to click on a vertical edge. So right here, up, and you see right in the middle, I put one, bing, I'm going to go right there. And on the other side, the same way. All right. Again, you could start with a cylinder, and you're okay to do that for your homework. I just want to make sure I show you the complete system, so you learn to round up your shape. That's the most important part, rounding up your shape. You will be using that 24/7 in the rest of your work, in other work. So to round up your shape, you have two ways. You can, or if I look at it from the bottom, right here, I could select those two edges, those two edge loop, and simply scale them out. And you see it starts to get rounded. And that would work. The only problem with that is that it changes the size, the volume of your object. It's not the same volume anymore. So that's not as good as selecting one of these, for example. Let me go right here. No, not that one. Selecting the outside edge here and the outside edge right here and right there. In all four corners, you take the outside edges right here. Make sure you get only that. And now, from the top view or whatever view, you can scale it. See, it's one way here and the other axis. And then it's rounded. But it's rounded with the same volume that you had at the beginning. Right here. See? Nice and rounded now. Okay, that one is very filiform in the side. The texture will do most of it. All right. Now let me close the top. So let me show you another tool. So you right click, you go to vertex, select all the vertices right there, and you're going to go to mesh tool. Actually, you're going to go to mesh. No, edit mesh, I apologize, and merge to center right here. And now you have that pointy shape right there. All right. That's pretty much how it works. You could take that right here and start playing a little bit with it. I do that quite a bit to change its shape a little bit so it's more realistic. Now right click on it, go to its object mode and the shader to look at it right there. Alright. Now for one of the big trick about that's the tree trunk. Alright, the modeling. One of the big trick about it is to select the tree trunk. Let me duplicate it. Shift D will duplicate. I want to show you something. And now, let me get rid of the Virtual Studio just a second. Right. And now, you see that, it's very low poly. Now you can go into the mesh display right there and actually reverse your normals. All right. No, actually, no. So I apologize. Soften your edges right here. All right. And look at the difference now. We haven't done anything besides softening the edges, and the mesh is much better. Not even a call. Alright, so that's very important. I can get rid of that one and keep only that one. Make sure you save your work. So you go save as, and you put it palm tree. Alright, and we say save. Alright, that's the first part for the tree trunk. Alright, and the modeling of it. I will see you in the next video to do the leaf modeling and texturing because it goes together. And then we'll look in another video how to texture the trunk. Alright, and obviously this is in Maya 16. I'm not using 17 and I ask you not to do that because it's too biggy. If you're on 17, you're on your own. You can always ask me questions, I know it. But I don't like that software, it's been too buggy. I want to wait that it works better and then it's been patched by Autodesk to work properly. Alright, thank you very much and I'll see you in the next video.